والسلام على رسول الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Al-Hijrah Community Night. After Ramadan, Alhamdulillah, this is the first time we're coming back for our community night. And inshallah, you will enjoy it as we enjoyed in Ramadan. Different community nights, different programs. There were cooking competition and quiz competition and Pictionary and talks and reminders and many things that we did. And that Alhamdulillah, now we are back again with our community night. And as you know, Alhamdulillah, we were able to open the masjid for Salatul Dhuhr and Asr on Wednesday. And Alhamdulillah, we brothers and sisters are coming for Dhuhr and Asr. And then on Fridays, we had 5 prayers inside the masjid. And one thing I must say that all of the brothers and sisters who came to the masjid were prepared. They had their mask. They came with their own prayer rug. And it was very helpful for the administration, for the security. We didn't have to ask someone to leave. Alhamdulillah, everyone was able to. There were, a few brothers and sisters who didn't have their mask. Very small number. But Alhamdulillah, we were able to accommodate, and it was very good. Everyone was followed the guidelines and directions. So we thank you very much. And looking forward to having all of you slowly coming to the masjid again. And today, inshallah, we will have beautiful programs, again, talks and reminders, and at the same time, some fun activities. And inshallah, it is our hope that we will continue with these community nights in the next few days, in the next few months. And inshallah, when we are able to come back, we will inshallah be able to hold these community nights physically as well in the masjid. The theme for our community night today is stronger together. In the facing this pandemic, again, it's the community. It's like taking care of one another. It's checking up on one another. It's making dua for one another. It builds that akhuwa and brotherhood and connects us together, and we support each other. And then what we have been witnessing in the nation for the last few weeks, the incidents of police brutality, the racism that still exists in our nation, systemic racism, which it's a disease in the society that sometimes is temporarily addressed, or politicians try to come up with ways and make promises, but we are not seeing any real changes affecting and impacting the communities. And this is where we feel that we as brothers and sisters in humanity we must come together, support each other, and stand up against oppression and injustices of any kind, wherever they are, and whoever is suffering from those injustices. This is our deen, requirement of our deen. It's an obligation upon us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Quran, "I'dilu huwa aqrabu lit-taqwa." Be just. It is next to piety. That is the level of justice in Islam. And this is inshallah where we are coming together stronger as community, building our community, building our ummah, building our nation, so that each and every member of the community has equal rights when it comes to pursuing education, when it comes to living a better life, when it comes to having a good future for their children. And inshallah, this is the theme for tonight. We will be listening to talks and programs from our presenters, and inshallah, all of us will benefit from this program. And inshallah, to begin, I will request Hafiz Naeem Bey. We have the same name. Many of you confuse us on Facebook, and it's a good. Alhamdulillah, but mashallah, Naeem is very active in the community, leading many youth programs, youth groups, poet, my first introduction to Naeem was my children showed me one of his poems, and that was beautiful. And then, mashallah, he's married, and both of them, Naeem and his wife, are very active in the community and supporting many youth programs. Welcome, Naeem, and inshallah today he will be reciting from Surah Al-Rum, and then he will be also giving us the translation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فسبحان الله حين تمسون وحين تصبحون، وله الحمد في السماوات والأرض وعشيا وحين تظهرون، يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي ويحيي الأرض بعد موتها وكذلك تخرجون. ومن آياته أن خلقكم من تراب ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون. ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة، إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم، إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. ومن آياته منامكم بالليل والنهار وابتغاؤكم من فضله، إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يسمعون. ومن آياته يريكم البرق خوفا وطمعا وينزل من السماء ماء فيحيي به الأرض بعد موتها، إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يعقلون. ومن آياته أن تقوم السماء والأرض بأمره، ثم إذا دعاكم دعوة من الأرض إذا أنتم تخرجون. وله من في السماوات والأرض كل له قانتون، وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده وهو أهون عليه، وله المثل الأعلى في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العظيم. So celebrate God's glory in the evening, in the morning. Praise is due to him in the heavens and the earth, in the late afternoon and at midday. He brings the living out of the dead and the dead out of the living. He gives life to the earth after death, and you will be brought out in the same way. And of his signs is that he created you from dust, and lo and behold, you became human and scattered far and wide. Another of his signs is that he created spouses from among yourselves for you to live with in tranquility. He ordained love and kindness between you. There truly are signs in this for those who reflect. Another of his signs is the creation of the heavens and earth and the diversity of your languages and colors. Truly there are signs in this for those who know. And among his signs are your sleep by night and by day, and your seeking his bounty. There are truly signs in this for those who can hear. Among his signs too are that he shows you the lightning that terrifies and inspires hope, that he sends water down from the sky to restore the earth to life after death. There truly are signs in this for those who use their reason. Among his signs too is the fact that the heavens and the earth stand firm by his command. In the end, you will all emerge when he calls you from the earth. Everyone in the heavens and earth belongs to him, and all are obedient to him. He is the one who originates creation and will do it again. This is even easier for him. He is above all comparison in the heavens and earth. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. May Allah bless you and your family. And inshallah, looking forward to listening more from you, from your Quran, and also the work that you're doing. Thank you very much, Naeem. Thank you. So the ayah that Hafiz Naeem recited, I would like us to ponder and think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us all that we are all created from dust. We are all from the same material, from our core is the same. And we are all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, we speak different languages, we come from different cultures, we may look different from one another in our colors, but all of this are signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reminders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It does not make one better than the other. And this is what, my brothers and sisters, we are seeing, that unfortunately this humanity is falling into this trap of arrogance, that feeling that my color or my ethnicity or my background or my family or the titles that I have somehow makes me better than the other. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in Surah Al-Hijrah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us into nations and tribes so that we can know one another. But the best in the sight of Allah are those who are God conscious, those who are doing good things, those who are behaving in this life as servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they are being beneficial to the humanity, to the people around them, taking care of their neighbors, taking care of the people that are around them. And this is what the message of these verses that we heard today, that we are all the same, we are all signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we are all here for a purpose, for a reason. Our next, inshallah, segment is, we are waiting for our nasheed artists. So inshallah, they will be soon joining us to present to us some nasheed. Today we are looking forward to have Muad Idris. Brother Muad Idris has a group. It's called Layali Rahman. And inshallah, we are waiting for them to join us soon. Inshallah, they will be soon joining us and presenting us, inshallah. as we are, inshallah. Oh, Brother Muad is here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? You're muted, I think.
I am.
All right. Alhamdulillah. Welcome, brothers.
What's your name?
My name is Naeem Beg.
Naeem, salam alaikum. This is me and my brother Khalid here.
MashaAllah, welcome to you. And inshallah, you're going to sing some nasheed for us.
Yes, sir. Are we being seen by everyone now?
Yes, you are live and you're being watched on Facebook and also on YouTube as well.
Great. It's such a great opportunity. I'm speaking behalf of myself and my brother Khalid here.
MashaAllah.
Okay, so we're going to start.
Yep.
طرقت باب الرجاء والناس قد رقدوا طرقت باب الرجاء والناس قد رقدوا وقمت أشكو إلى مولاي ما أجد طرقت باب الرجاء والناس قد رقدوا وقمت أشكو إلى الله ما أجد وقلت يا أملي يا الله يا الله في كل نائبة ويا من يا من يا من عليه لكشف الضر أعتمد أشكو إليك أمورا أشكو إليك أشكو أمورا أنت تعلمها ما لي عليها صبر ما لي لها ما لي عليها صبر ولا جلد يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا ليك والهوى رمانا والهوى نادانا يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا ليك والهوى رمانا والهوى رمانا لما سار المركب ناساني أخذوا قلبي مع جناني لما سار المركب ناساني ساروا الدمع جفاني أخذوا قلبي مع جناني يا طيبة يا دايما الولهانة يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا لك والهوى رمانا بيت الله صابر يا طيبة يا تيمل والهنا قبلتي بيت الله صابر علاني يوما لك زائر يا هل تراني ناظر للكعبة وتغمرني بأمانة تغمرني بأمانة يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة تبنى لك والهوى رمانا والهوى نمانا نبينا أغلى أمنياتي أزورك لو مرة بحياتي محمد أغلى أمنياتي أزورك لو مرة بحياتي بجوارك صلي أنا صلاتي واذكر ربي واتلو القرآن يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا. Thank you everyone for listening. It was such a pleasure being with you. Can we do one more?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Do you still have time? Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Thank you, brother Muaz and brother Khalid. MashaAllah, those are some beautiful nasheed that you presented. May Allah bless you. And would you like to tell us about your group in a couple of minutes?
Of course. Well, my background is a musician. I play oud. And my brother Khalid here is a drummer. He's one of the best drummers in the world. Well, at least I claim so.
Okay.
That's what I think. That's what I think of him. He plays more than 130 like 127 instruments, all like drumming instruments between duf and rik and tabl, dumbuk.
I didn't even know that there are 127 in drum. Okay.
We're gonna give you free sessions. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. And
we created this band, Layali Rahman, because I think this name suits us a lot because it's our chanting is like, talking to souls, speaking to souls, like trying to see what gathers us the most. And we hope, inshallah, that everyone will enjoy this. Thank you so much for having us.
Jazakallah khair, and inshallah we will invite you next time as well.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brilliant day, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. All right, brothers and sisters. Now our next program is with Sister Aisha, our very own director of Al-Hijrah Women's Department, and mashallah, she's here with us. Sister Aisha Prime will talk to us about the importance and the concept of Al-Hijrah, the concept of brotherhood and sisterhood in Islam, and what does it entail, what does it require, and how to, inshallah, strengthen this bond of Al-Hijrah with one another. Welcome, Sister Aisha.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, those brothers were so uplifting. They were, just such a benefit to the heart. May Allah preserve them. Alhamdulillah. I want to, inshallah, just speak a little bit about, brotherhood and sisterhood in Islam. Al-Hijrah definitely is a wonderful example of that. A wonderful example of us coming together and supporting each other and uplifting each other. Even just witnessing, subhanAllah, what Dal Hijrah did as a family, from the staff as well as the community during the days and nights of Ramadan, and then carrying it on throughout, just speaks to how important this support is. That this support, subhanAllah, even us reaching out across, even if it be online, that this is an opportunity by which our hearts are being healed by each other, by which our loneliness is being expelled by each other, by which we're still coming together and helping each other during times of financial distress and spiritual crisis, and still even fighting and standing up for each other, subhanAllah, to establish justice. And so that is just a beautiful example. May Allah Ta'ala forever bless this community, those who are staff, those who are volunteers, and those who are just the congregants who come and participate and make the community and of Dal Hijrah exactly what it is, uplifting that spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Quran al-Kareem, اتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا, that hold on to the rope of Allah together, all of you join together and holding on to the rope of Allah, and do not be divided. During these times, during these days where we're seeing so many challenges in our world in the year of 2020, that it becomes essential that the first part of it is holding on to the rope of Allah, that we know that the rope is not a string, right? It is actually a coming together of different strings, of different fibers coming together to make a rope. Meaning that in order many times for us to hold on to our relationship with Allah, we support each other. We have to come together. This is even witnessing, subhanAllah, the Muslims coming together, Dal Hijrah for Salah. Right? Whether it be in the parking lot or whether now, alhamdulillah, it's in the building, that we're encouraging each other to say, we are reminded that, Ya Rabbi, you're with us. You're standing with us. That it is you that is the most important thing, Ya Allah. And that is, subhanAllah, by us coming together, even when we, again, inshallah, will stand shoulder to shoulder, stand up, bow down, and fall down and get back up together. That these are the examples of brotherhood. That we need each other even to hold on to the rope of Allah. And then He gives us that reminder, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and do not be divided. Right? And that we know that division is something that doesn't happen just physically. Right? Because just like at this moment, we could be separated and yet still be together. Division is a matter of the heart. Division begins in the heart and the mind when I don't know my brother, when I don't know their history, when I don't know their struggle. And so then maybe I judge them. Maybe I condemn them. Maybe I have a bad opinion of them. Right? And this is where the division begins. Because when I don't understand my brother, then I will not have love for my brother or my sister. When I don't know who they are in truth, I will not have love and understanding for them. And when I don't have love and understanding for them, then I'm not willing to support them. I'm not willing to stand up for them. I'm not willing to put them on my back and carry them if they need it, right? Because I'm too busy looking down on them and having a bad opinion. Instead of looking at them with the eye of love and mercy and compassion, I'm looking at them with the eye of criticism, saying what they should be doing, or criticism what they're not doing. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, listen, in order to cross this finish line for us to enter into Jannah, we've got to love, have understanding, have mutual respect, cooperation, collaboration, support, and forgiveness of each other. These are the principles of brotherhood and sisterhood that I want to remind us tonight. How much we need each other's support, even in that most basic relationship connecting to our faith. That, subhanAllah, one of the key aspects of faith is a sense of belonging. A sense that I belong to this group. I belong to these people. We share common values and common principles. Right? And by sharing those common principles and common values, we share a common purpose. That is what we're called to, subhanAllah, especially during these times, to recognize what are our common values, our common principles, and our common purpose. And so I want us just to remind on these five principles as we close out this section. Number one, love each other. Love each other. Love each other, starting deep within the heart. How do you love? Have knowledge of each other. Know who we truly are. Know our culture. Know our history. Know our struggle. That develops a deep sense of understanding, which leads to love, which leads to peace. The next thing is cooperate with each other. That wherever we have a common purpose, and in that common purpose, we're fighting for the same things and therefore against the same things. So for us to cooperate, whatever skill, resource that we have, when you want a car to go down the road, you need the engine, you need the tires, you need the steering wheel, you need the gas, you need all those things. So whether or not, whatever aspect you are in this community, whatever resource you can offer it, because it will help to progress us down the road of progress. The next thing is we're going to make mistakes. In a family, people hurt each other by not having understanding or just misunderstanding or lack of effective communication. We hurt each other. And so it becomes important that we forgive each other. When those mistakes are made, we say, I forgive you. I forgive you. I know that it wasn't from your heart that you did it. It wasn't a mistake of your heart. It was just a mistake of action or a lack of communication. Right? Which then brings us to what's important, that we communicate with each other in a gentle, loving, respectful way. There are principles of conversation. There are etiquettes for how even we disagree. And so, of course, we've got to employ those things, making sure that we speak to each other with gentleness and respect, never cursing or harming each other or raising our voice at each other, but speaking at a manner that doesn't call to the ego, but that calls to the openness of the heart. Recognizing you're my brother and my sister, and I love you, and I want what's best for you. Coming to the conversation saying, I want to be wrong. I want the truth to be manifested on my brother or sister's tongue. I want to be corrected. I want an opportunity to be better. And that can only happen when we're humble with each other, when we're gentle with each other. The next, of course, is that we support each other. We need, subhanAllah, support in so many ways. Yes, there's emotional support. There's also financial support. Showing up when my brother and sister have lost their job, or they've fallen down with their medical bills, or they've fallen down, even with their family relations. How can we come together and support you without ever revealing your weaknesses, without saying, without condemning that person for being in need of support? For we know that, subhanAllah, we may be supporting another person one day, but we would be in need of that support the next. So to make sure that we're supporting them, we're standing up for them, standing up when wrong has happened to them, we stand up for them with justice, right? We stand shoulder to shoulder, not saying at that moment, right? Because we're one, not saying you're my brother. No, at that moment, when it comes to standing for justice with my brothers, it's me, right? As the Prophet said, when the ummah is one body, and when one portion of that body is sick, the whole body is sick and up with fever. And so that brings me to the last thing I want to say tonight, is that we know that there are multiple parts of this body that are suffering. Those who are suffering, whether it be from structural racism and police brutality, those that are suffering, of course, in Palestine, the Uyghur Muslims, those that are suffering in all over. So those are suffering in Bangladesh, in Myanmar, those are Muslim brothers and sisters that are suffering in Yemen, those that are suffering all over the globe, definitely inside in Palestine. Whatever our brothers and sisters are suffering from, what we're doing is we're up with fever. We're up at night crying out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by his mighty names of Al-Asma al-Husna. And we're saying, Ya Latif, Ya Azim, Utuf bina, Ikramuna, Ya Allah. Give us an honor from your honor. This is what we're doing. We're saying, I can't sleep. My brothers and sisters are suffering. They can't pay their rent. They've lost their job. We're looking for ways for how we're going to support them. My sister has been a victim of domestic violence. I can't leave her out in the cold. We're looking for a way to say, I'm sick. Not my brother is sick and sister sick. Not at that point. I'm sick. Right? Because the ummah is one body. Allah. And so those are the principles of brother and sisterhood I want to remind us tonight. Make sure that we're praying for each other, loving each other, and doing all that we can to join hands in cooperation so that we may all progress, that Allah Ta'ala will allow us to enter into Jannatul Firdaus al-A'la together. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah khair, Sister Aisha. It was a beautiful reminder. And Sister Aisha gave us 5 points. Number 1 is to love each other. Number 2, cooperate with each other. Number 3, forgive each other. Number 4, communicate with each other. And number 5, support each other financially, spiritually, and emotionally. Jazakallah khair. And I see our next presenter. It's a live art show, and Ahmed is with us. MashaAllah, Ahmed is recently graduated. Congratulations, Ahmed, on your graduation. And we have all seen his work at different places at Al-Hijrah, and especially when Ahmed usually gives us his time for Taste of Islam, and people love his work. MashaAllah, he has a great gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I remind our other presenters that please mute yourself and make sure that your video is also in hiding. And when we will ask you to come and do a talk, then it will be your turn. So inshallah, Ahmed, is all yours now.
Jazakumullah khair. Bismillah. I know the theme of tonight is stronger together. And that kind of reminded me of an ayah that is always with me when it comes to being together and working together. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and hold on tight to the rope of Allah and do not be divided. And in this piece, inshallah, I'll be doing that word وَاعْتَصِمُوا as a symbol in sticking together and being strong together, inshallah.
Oh, mashallah, that's beautiful. And I'm looking at it, and the depth of the ocean and the vastness of the sky. So all of this is combining together and making it all beautiful. That how the creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala comes together and makes this world look beautiful, right? And how we as human beings can come together and make this humanity beautiful.
I mean,
Jazakallah khair. That's
yeah,
amazing work. What is this, a watercolor or what?
The background is acrylic, and the foreground is marker ink.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mashallah. Thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And inshallah, in our next community night, inshallah, I hope we will have you back with us.
We'll have it live, inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, brothers and sisters, mashallah, we just saw live artwork, how our young brother Ahmed and his work, mashallah, it's a beautiful work that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him this gift, and he utilizes and shows it, the beauty from the Islamic perspective, taking into the elements of the nature in his work, and creating this beautiful work. Now, our next segment of the show is that we are looking forward to see some cooking live tutorial from Sheikh Abdul Rahman Khan. Sheikh is, mashallah, a scholar. He was born and raised in Guyana, South America, and then after his completing his graduation in the field of education, Sheikh decided to go and study Islamic studies at the Islamic University in Medina Al-Munawwara. And after graduating from there in Ulum al-Sharia and Fiqh, Sheikh moved back to Guyana and then came back to US. And now he's leading many programs. He is part of Fiqh Council of North America. He's leading ICNA Fiqh Council, ICNA Sharia Council. And Sheikh is involved in many tarbiyah programs and many educational programs. Welcome, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Sheikh, your mic is muted.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you? How is everyone?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. We are very happy to have you with us. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you.
So I was just introducing, and I was just telling brothers and sisters about your education. And this is the hidden talent of Sheikh Abdul Rahman, that he is, mashallah, a very good cook. And it was a couple of years ago at ICNA convention where you won the cooking competition.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so tell us about the dish, what you made, which we will see a video shortly.
Yeah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Those cooking talents actually were when we were studying Medina. We had no choice but to cook. Yeah, so that's where it all began. And alhamdulillah. So this dish is a very popular Guyanese Caribbean dish. It's made with what we call ground provision, and that means 3-4 items like edos, which over here you call it taro root or taro, cassava, which is yuca, plantain, and that is what you eat. This saltfish is what the main course here, or the main item. And it's very much a Caribbean, well-loved dish any time of the day, any time of the year. even if you were to make it an Eid day, which nobody does, I'm sure people would enjoy it. Yes.
And so we will just see the video, and then we'll ask you a couple of more questions, inshallah.
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Cooking with Sheikh. Inshallah, today we'll be learning how to cook some delicious meals from the Caribbean, saltfish and provision. We start by adding some oil to the pot and making sure that our saltfish has been boiled out, strained, and we add our saltfish to the oil that is heated up in the pan. Let this fry up for some time and make sure it brings out a lovely flavor. You want to make sure that the meat itself, the fish itself, comes with a beautiful flavor. And then you put in another pan, then you add some fresh peppers, all types, hot, sweet, green peppers, add some tomatoes to your pan, and then you re-add the already fried up saltfish into your pan and let that fry up with these vegetables so that it brings out a lovely flavor and taste into the saltfish. As we let this simmer down for a little bit, we turn it, we make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom, make sure that it, the flavor infuses into it. Then you let that sit for about 2-3 minutes, and then you add some cabbage, chopped up cabbage into it. And this is so that the saltiness of the fish, goes down a little bit, and just some chives at the top for decoration. And this is how basically it's so easy to make saltfish, and it tastes so delicious. You just turn it up a little bit, you just mix it, and then it is ready for plating after this. Just make sure all of this is simmer on low heat for a few moments, and after it sits and you turn it and you make sure it's ready, then your boiled provisions are ready. You add your boiled provisions. Provisions are like potatoes and edo and these kinds of things, and plantain. You add some of your delicious saltfish to that, and then you say Bismillah and you take a bite, and it is something for you to call for more because it is so great.
Okay, alhamdulillah. I just saw it on Facebook. So Sheikh, so this salt fish dish.
Yeah.
How about people who have high blood pressure?
Somehow it doesn't affect them. For the salt fish, it's a lot of salt. I mean, actually, when you buy it from where I like buying it from, Restaurant Depot, it is very salty. So you have to wash that salt out, then you cook it, and that helps to wash some more salt. And then when you rinse it back, it washes out a lot more of the salt. Then when you add all of these other ingredients, there is no salt added. So all of these other ingredients absorb the salt, and somehow it turns out just right, as if you're eating an ordinary food that you would cook.
So I received a comment from Brother Samir Abu Isa, Executive Director of Al-Hijrah, that when is Sheikh inviting us over to try this dish?
Oh, you give me some heads up. I have to go and get... No, you would like it, trust me. For people who have never eaten it, and there are people who never liked or never heard about it before, but when they eat it, it's very delicious, actually. Very, very delicious.
Jazakallah khair.
I've also had friends from Africa Senegal and Gambia. Oh my gosh. Whenever we invite them over, it has to be saltfish on the menu.
Oh.
And they could care less about anything else so long as there's saltfish, the meal is complete.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. And what else is your favorite Guyanese dish?
Well, we have duck curry.
Duck curry, yes.
Duck curry. I'm not sure if you tasted it or
I tried it once at your place.
Yes. Duck curry. Duck has a very gamey taste to it. So when you cook duck, you have to do a lot of ingredients you have to put inside. Once you get the right combination, it really works well. So in a typical Guyanese setting, if somebody were to invite you over for lunch or dinner or something important, duck curry will be one of the main items. And what goes with that, something called Dal Curry. And Dal Curry is where you boil the split peas, you grind it up and put some seasoning, and you make it into a ball with a dough, and you roll it out and you cook it. So if you've eaten that, you would always want to go back to Guyana.
Oh, I love dal curry.
Yes.
Very delicious. Yes.
It is. And so when somebody really gives you dal curry, duck curry, these are really beautiful Guyanese dish. Saltfish is like a soul food. Saltfish and bake. Sometimes we use it with bake, which is a fried dough. So instead of the plantains and yuca and so forth, Sunday morning, very much in everybody in the village, 80% would have saltfish because we are from the Atlantic Ocean front. So saltfish is like you make your own saltfish. So you regulate your salt and everything else. And so saltfish is a very common dish, especially for us who live on the front of the Atlantic Ocean. To have that Sunday morning with some bake, which is fried dough, is very delicious. I mean, you talk about that in memories you bring back from your mom and your sisters doing it. Nowadays, everybody wants a piece of bread, cheese, or a piece of egg, but these are real foods.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Thank you for introducing us to this traditional Guyanese.
And I'm happy anybody who is here, you're driving through Charlotte and you would like to stop by and have some saltfish and bake. Please, my door are open for anyone who would like to come, including Brother Samir.
All right, maybe Brother Samir and I will just come one day.
Yes, this is real food, man. It builds you up back for this coronavirus. It really makes coronavirus run.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh.
Thank you so much. May Allah bless you all and bless all the brothers and sisters who are listening. And I wish you all the best. Stay safe. May Allah protect all of you and your family and protect all of us from this deadly virus. Please take your precaution. And may Allah protect us all. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair. So inshallah, this was, as we saw, a beautiful cooking dish, a tutorial from Sheikh Abdul Rahman Khan, and salt fish in a Guyanese, traditional Guyanese style. And inshallah, hopefully, we will invite Sheikh again, maybe some programs as well, and also some learning more about duck curry and some dal puri as well. Jazakallah khair. So, inshallah, now our next program is learning about the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And our next presenter is Brother Mikhail Abdul Rahman. Brother Mikhail is one of our very active community member and leader, mashallah. He's active in many communities. He gives Jummah khutbas at many places. And mashallah, Brother Rahman is also member of Al-Hijrah Outreach and Interfaith Committee as well. And he, inshallah, is engaged in the programs for our revered brothers and sisters. So, Brother Mikhail Abdul Rahman, inshallah, who are you going to talk about today?
Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The companions are, subhanallah, one of my favorite topics because we often hear so much about the great companions such as Abu Bakr, Sadiq, Umar, Uthman, Khalid bin Walid. But subhanallah, there are so many amazing companions, and I hope that if people have not heard about this companion, after tonight they would write him down among those top 10 of their companions. Before I give you his name, I want to tell just a little bit about him.
Sorry, Brother Mikhail, your video is vertical.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
How is this? Okay, we changed things. So, as I said, that I hope that after tonight, people will count him among their top 10, or it would give people a reason to look into other Sahabas. Among the great things that this companion had in his life, he is among the 10 companions that the Prophet ﷺ gave the glad tidings of being in Jannah. He was among one of the first 8 men to enter in Islam at the dawah of Abu Bakr Sadiq. May Allah be pleased with them. He was one of the 6 companions that Umar radiallahu anhu, that he nominated to be on the council, the Shura council, to elect the Khalifa after him. Subhanallah. You know, this companion was one of, when we talk about, one of the things that we wanted to make mention of here was that about the Hijrah. But he is what you might call Hijratain, that he made 2 or really 3 Hijras. Subhanallah. He was among the group of the first 15 that left Mecca for Abyssinia in the very first Hijrah. And during that Hijrah, he heard that the Muslims quite had become better, and he returned thinking things were better, only to find out this was not true. So he returned to Abyssinia. Among the other things about this great Sahaba, his mother, subhanallah, was the one that was there that gave birth to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with Amina. So she was there at that point as well. His sister married Bilal, Hind. He had a sister named Hind who married Bilal. This brother was also one of the very few people honored with the honor of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, making salah behind him in Tabuk. So there are many things I could say about this brother. SubhanAllah, he was the Bill Gates or the Warren Buffett of his time as being a great businessman. So with any more introductions, this great companion was Abdurrahman ibn Auf. Subhanallah, such a great companion. Subhanallah, such a great companion. With all of his wealth in his life, he was never deterred from doing the right thing. And as I said, he was among those who made the Hijrah to Abyssinia, but he was now honored with this great title that very few have the honor to be given as the Muhajirin. Those who went forth for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after being oppressed in Mecca. So he was among that group as well. So this, subhanallah, this companion has so many things on his scale. May Allah be pleased with him and accept him. And the story is very well documented when this brother and when these Sahabas went from Mecca to Medina. And among this story is when he first went to Medina, there was the practice of the Prophet ﷺ that he united the Muhajirin, those who migrated with the Ansars, the helpers, because we have to understand when these people left, no matter what their status was in Mecca, no matter how much wealth they had to leave like thieves in the night, like burglars. They had to many of them left with the clothing on their back and what they could carry, and this was it. So when they arrived in Medina, they were where most of them had no wealth and no way to take care of themselves. So the Prophet assigned them partners. And Abdurrahman ibn Auf had a partner by the name Sa'ad ibn Rabi'ah. And the encounter was such that when he was partnered up with Sa'ad was a very successful businessman. You have to understand, Abdurrahman was also very successful before leaving Mecca. So Sa'ad said to him, is recorded in several hadiths, he said, my brother, something along the line, he said, my brother, I am the wealthiest or among the wealthiest people of Medina. He said, I have 2 orchards. I have 2 wives. And he said, look at my orchards. Whichever the one you like, I will abandon for you. He said, look at my wives. He said, whichever my 2 wives are pleasing to you, I will divorce her. And after the waiting period, you can marry her. SubhanAllah. But Abdurrahman ibn Auf, he was a very, I won't say proud man, but he was one that was used to taking care of himself and one who wanted to make his own way. So he merely said something along the line, وَلَكُمْ فَقَدْ أَرِينِي مَكَانَ سُوقٍ. He said, no, just show me where the souk is. SubhanAllah, just show me where the market is. So as the seerah, as stories explained to us, Abdurrahman went to the market and he started in trading. And he started by trading some small yogurt and butter. And he worked himself up. It says that he worked himself up. After time, he was doing some other things until after time he came back and to visit the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet saw him, and he saw that during that time he had some traces of, they're saying, some saffron or some smell. And the Prophet asked him, Abdurrahman, what is this? And Abdurrahman said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, I got married. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said something along the line of my group, but he said, you have to give a walima, even if it's with one sheep. And he said, may Allah, and this is a dua that people recognize, and they say that he said to Abdurrahman, he said, may Allah bless the wealth of Abdurrahman. And it said, after that time, Abdurrahman, his business began to just, at every turn, get better and better and better. And Abdurrahman himself said, he said, after this dua, he said that if I were to turn over a rock, I expected to find silver or gold under it. And subhanAllah, Abdurrahman ibn Auf said that he was one of the most generous people that you would ever find. He changed the economy of Medina. There's so many stories I could tell you about him, the things that he did in Medina. One time there was a Aisha radiallahu anha. She said she was sitting and she heard a big commotion and she said, what is this? And someone said, this is the caravan of Abdurrahman ibn Auf. And it said that in this caravan alone, he had 700 camels full of stuff. And subhanAllah, she reminded him about he was among those companions promised Jannah, but she said that she remembered the hadith, and she told him that I remember the Prophet saying you would enter Jannah, but you would enter crawling. And he said too, he remembered that, and he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about it. And without going into a very long detail, he said that he explained to him this would be because of your great wealth, that it would take, not that it was a hindrance to him, he said, but it would take so long to be accounted for. So subhanAllah, he changed the economy of Medina. And that particular caravan, by the way, when he was reminded of the hadith, he told his people, take all of these goods to the Beit al-Mal, give them all away in charity. So Abdurrahman ibn Auf, and I said that he was like a Bill Gates in a halal way, that his wealth was so multiplied By the time he died at the age of 75, he died in Jordan, in Amman. It's estimated that his wealth was in excess of, some have, if it was calculated according to the amount of gold and things, anywhere from $60 to $100 million of today's wealth. So there are many, many calculations, but this was Abdurrahman ibn Auf. So what can I say? This was a great Sahabi, and he was never deterred away from giving sadaqah. And lastly, I say one of the best things that he did is after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was one of the biggest supporter of the wives and the family of the Prophet, always taking them to Hajj and accompanying them and taking care of them. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with him. So this is all I have for you.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Thank you, brother. And mashallah, I was just looking at our guests and speakers today. Sheikh Abdul Rahman was here, and brother Mikhail Abdul Rahman, and then Saif Abdul Rahman will be coming out in a little while as well.
SubhanAllah. And we had our Abdul Rahman ibn Auf in word, in his spirit. SubhanAllah.
Jazakallah khair. May Allah give us tawfiq to be generous like him, and how he supported Islamic work, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us all to be as supportive of our Islamic work and Islamic activities.
Ameen. Thank you for having me. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, my brother. So, mashallah, we just heard about a great companion of Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, brother companion Abdul Rahman ibn Auf. May Allah be pleased with him, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was among the 10 who were given the bishara of Jannah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala further raise his ranks, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to follow the footsteps of Prophet ﷺ and his companions. So, inshallah, our next presenter is going to be a very good brother, Brother Henry Hudson. But before Brother Hudson, inshallah, I will request him to come and talk about his journey, his migration to the United States. There are a few announcements that inshallah I would like to make. And one of the things is that the board elections, the Al-Hijrah board elections are coming up. And these elections are for the year 2020 to 2024. So for the next 4 years, those of you brothers and sisters who are members of the Al-Hijrah Islamic Center will be able to elect, inshallah, board members. Now, in the nomination process, the nomination process will start on June 29th. So those of you who are registered members of the Al-Hijrah Islamic Center, you can send in your nominations. And I'm sure all of you who are members have received the emails about the election process. So please follow the guidelines and directions and follow those procedures for the election. And those of you who are members but have not given your membership dues, please make sure that the membership dues are fully in place, so that you get the right to nominate and you get the right to also participate in the elections. As I mentioned earlier, Masjid is alhamdulillah open for Salatul Dhuhr and Asr. And moving forward, inshallah, in another few days, hopefully by again Wednesday, we will make announcements, and Masjid will be open for Salatul Maghrib and Salatul Isha. but keeping in mind all the precautions, all the guidelines, and make sure that you check the Al-Hijrah website frequently and see if there are some new directions. Brothers and sisters, this pandemic, as we all know, is very severe. In Fairfax County alone, there were now close to 14,000 cases of people getting infected by this virus, and almost 460 people passed away. So these are big numbers, and we know nationwide it just unfortunately when people are not being careful, and sometimes we feel that we are healthy and we are young, and this virus is not going to bother us, but this virus is very severe, and it can hurt people who have compromised immune systems and maybe not a very good healthy state. So it's our duty, our responsibility to be very careful, and also to make sure that we are not only protecting ourselves, but we are also protecting others. So please, when you come to the masjid, make sure that you have wudu, you come with your wudu, and you have your mask on, and you bring your own prayer rug, and inshallah, that is how we would like to keep it going, and following the guidelines from the state and also from our county health officials as well. Now, our next speaker is Brother Henry Hudson. Brother Henry Hudson is with us. I'm sure many of you know him very well. And one of the things that I must say that Brother Henry Hudson has a beautiful smile, and he's always smiling. You see, him pulling in the parking lot, and he's smiling. He's entering in the masjid, and he's smiling and welcoming and greeting everyone. So thank you very much, Brother Henry Hudson. And I asked Brother Henry Hudson to send me his introduction, and he was very humble, and the introduction that he sent me is, my name is Henry Muhammad Hassan. My father, Ghulam Muhammad, was from Bengal, India. My mother, Khurshid Khanum, was from Isfahan, Iran. And Brother Henry was born in Rangoon, Burma, during the Second World War in 1943. And he's married to Sister Khadija Hassan, and they were married in 1967, mashallah. And they have 2 sons and 2 daughters. By profession, I am a tax and financial accountant. And Brother Henry came to US in 1980 to study, and then he went back to Pakistan, to Karachi, where he worked as financial manager with a pharmaceutical company until 1986. And it was in 1986 that he moved with his family to the United States. And since then, Brother Henry has been living in Falls Church, Virginia. But now Brother Henry is retired as a tax accountant, and but he is, mashallah, a member of Al-Hijrah community since 1986. Mashallah, that's a very long engagement and membership with the masjid. And Brother Henry has, mashallah, now 16 members of his family now. MashaAllah. Welcome, Brother Henry, to the program.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Naeem, and assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters from the Dar Al-Hijrah community. As Brother Naeem just mentioned, I'm Henry Hassan, and by profession, I'm an accountant. I retired last year, July, almost 1 year now, after working 29 years in my practice. I was born in 1943 in Rangoon, Burma, and my parents are father from Bengal, India, mother from Iran, Isfahan, and I'm not really ethnic Burmese, so I'm not really looking like a Burmese that you will see anywhere in America or elsewhere. Burmese people are mostly Buddhists. There are lots of Muslims too, mainly from all over India, and also from Pakistan and Bangladesh. And also some communities are from Afghanistan and also from Iran. I came here to study in 1980, and then I went back because I couldn't bring my family. I got a job in Karachi. I worked there about 3.5, 4 years. During that time, my son Raza I sent him to study here in Virginia in the Congressional School. At that time, we got reconnected with my ex-boss, Mrs. Brandy. She offered me a full-time job, this time to come as an immigrant with my family and all our 4 children, which we did. We arrived back in the United States as immigrants in June of 1986. At that time, I bought a house from my brother, which is now behind the masjid, 3231 Epic Circle. We lived there many years. The children grew up there. Technically, all of them continued with their studies. 2 children got their degrees. They went to college immediately the next year because they finished their high school SIN board exam in Karachi. And then the other 2 went to Jeff Stewart. Slowly, they also went to colleges. Now all of them are grown up. The oldest one, Raza, is 53, and the youngest daughter, Yasmin, is now 41. All married. We have 6 grandchildren. The oldest grandchild is 23 years old. The youngest grandchild is daughter. She's 9 years old. I worked as an accountant, as a controller with the company in Georgetown, but in 1990, because of the severe recession, many people lost their job, including me. And because of my background, I'm an Asian, I'm an Indian, and then my accent is still very strong. As you can hear me now, I still have a very strong, Asian, Indian, or Burmese accent. So it was very difficult for me to get a job. When I go to interview, some of the interviewers couldn't understand what I'm saying, and sometimes I don't understand what they are asking me. So eventually, to cut the story short, I never got a job, even though I tried my best. Then I talked to my wife about, starting something totally new. And I think this is Allah's, direction for Allah's guidance to me to change my direction, to change my livelihood. I never had a private practice in my life. I started this, took a first shot, opened a small office in the basement of the house behind the masjid. And at that time, my wife was supporting the family as much as she could with insurance and basic needs. She was working as a retail sales person in Falls Church. Even though she never ever walked back home, but unfortunately, because of the situation, she has to take up a job to help the family. The business slowly picked up, alhamdulillah, with the du'as of our both the parents, deceased parents, my parents, and also my wife's parents, and also the good brothers and sisters of the Al-Hijrah community, which gave me a lot of support and help to build my business. Many people from the community came to give me their projects like accounting, payroll, all kind of thing, tax preparation. Slowly, alhamdulillah, it grew. It grew because of the du'as, as I mentioned. Du'as are very important in your life. If the du'as are coming from sincere people who are close to Allah and they are giving the du'as from the bottom of their hearts, that is very important. I think I've seen miracles about du'as in my life too. I believe in them. So these du'as gave me a big push to my new venture as an independent accountant with my small little practice. Alhamdulillah, we were able to move to a small office at the corner of Sleepy Hollow Road in the Professional Park, Sleepy Hollow Professional Park, in a lease for 5 more years. And then in 2010, with the help of Allah, we were able to buy an office condo in East Broad Street, where it is today still there. And then, alhamdulillah, I think all these things happen not because I'm a super human being or a super accountant. I think, as I told you, mainly because of the du'as from different people from different times, and also because of hard work. I and my wife and my daughter at that time was working with me, and also my employees. All the people were all hardworking. They put in the best they can, and they will never contested or say no when we have to work overtime, sometime up to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight during tax seasons from January through April 15. Every year was like this. We never hear any weekend or holiday break, things like that. and I was able to earn the trust of my clients. Most of them are from the Al-Hijrah community. I was able to win their confidence. They trusted me, and everything depends on your integrity, how you deal with them, how you present them, and your sincere and honesty. That is the foundation, I think, of my success. My children learn all these traits from us, and I and my wife, we laid down the maybe sort of a guideline for them. They all copied from us. They are today, alhamdulillah, successful in their own ways, on their own levels, same thing, based on their hard work. They are very hardworking people. People who know my children, they will vouch that I'm telling you the truth. They are all very hardworking young people. They are sincere, they are honest, and they don't mind working many, many hours till the job is done. The children are not young anymore either. My son Raza is now 53 years old, and then my daughter is 50. That son is Hashim is 48. Youngest one Yasmin is 41. They are all also growing up. They are all married. They have raised good families. We have 6 grandchildren. All of us grandchildren were all born here, so they are all born American citizens. All of us, my children and my wife and I, became U.S. citizens in 1992 July, and we have all our life lived in Falls Church area. We had to move few houses, few homes, but we are still in Falls Church, Virginia. As of today, I and my wife live only 1.3 miles away from the masjid of Sleepy Hollow Road. I think, brother, this is the brief history of my journey from Mama to here. I thank you, all the brothers and sisters from the Al-Hijrah management, including Imam Naeem and Brother Samir Abu Isa, for giving me this opportunity to present myself. And I hope this is something. Thank you very much for listening to me. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Brother Henry, one question.
Yes, brother.
So, mashallah, it was in a short time you covered your whole journey.
Yes.
If you can, you mentioned that obviously at work, in a polite way, you didn't mention discrimination, but yes, it was a discrimination because of the way you looked or because of the way.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
So, what other, if there are one or two challenges that you faced, and how would you, what would be your nasiha to young people who born and raised in America and didn't face these challenges? What would be your nasiha to them?
Well, I would think that, they are something like my children. My children are not born here, but they grew up here, so it's very much same. And my grandchildren, of course, they're all born here. I think, those people who are born here, they never had to go through the initial difficulties that the first generation people like me and many other families, whether they are from our community or outside the community, all over the state. The first generation always have to take the biggest hit, has to pay the biggest toll, right? I know there are families working 3 shifts, almost like whole life, even up to now. Alhamdulillah, compared to them, we are very fortunate. We didn't have to do that. I think the main thing is, to be dedicated. Best policy is to be always honest. First thing is you have to be honest to yourself. And then you have to be honest to your family, honest to all your associates, colleagues. If you are in your own business, to your customers, your clients, your patients, whoever they may be. Whether they are influential people or whether they are poor people, you have to treat them all as human beings equal. In my office, the policy is anybody who comes to my office, if we have proper documentation, proper ID, we do, and then whatever basic fees are, they agrees. We never discriminate. Anybody can come. A mullah can come, a bald-headed man can come, a redskin can come, blue man can come, green man can come, black man can come, no problem. But we treat them with respect. But of course, I will tell these children, you have to first initiate the respect from your part to show them your respect and your courtesy and your, willingness to help them whatever way you can. Also, at the same time, if they do not show you respect, then you have to stop. You have to fight protect your own respect. I will tell you one episode which is not very pleasant. I don't know whether I should say it here. Anyway, when I was working as a controller in Georgetown, they appointed a vice president. His name is William Hildebrand. He got a degree, MBA from Harvard University. He's 6'3" tall, from Massachusetts. He was very good to me. He gave me and my assistant, Brother Amadou from Sierra Leone, hard time. He always sometimes call us, we mistake. He said, this is made from human race. So as if we are not human beings. So, I couldn't stand all those things. So one day I got very angry. I bang his door. I tell next time if you talk to us like this, I will jump and kick your face. So you have to make sure, brother, you cannot be patient all the time. You have to also know that, you have to stop at point when somebody is insulting you, insulting your background, or insulting whoever you may be. We have to fight for our rights. Without fighting for the rights, it will not come automatically. This thing, I think, my nasheed to the young people, work hard, be honest, straightforward, then protect other people's rights, treat them well and respect, also protect your own rights, demand respect. That's it.
Thank you very much. May Allah bless you and your family, and inshallah, looking forward to seeing you at the masjid, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah. Thank you, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. So now, brothers and sisters, it was Brother Henry Hudson, and he briefly shared with us his story as an immigrant to the United States. Now our next presenter, and it's a quiz competition, quiz show, and our host is Brother Abdul Rahman. Saif, as you all know, is Director of Public and Government Affairs, and inshallah we welcome Brother Saif. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam to Allah. Imam Naim, I think you can disable the chat. I think you have some people trying to cause some issues. It's unfortunate that some people want to try to create some issues for, trying to have a nice community night, and people like to create issues, right?
Yeah.
All right, so if you're joining us, inshallah, on Facebook Live, what I want you to do is to click on the link so you can join us on the Zoom, so that we can you can essentially see the Zoom the Kahoot game much easier, and that way you will not have a essentially you won't have a lag as you're joining the game. So if you give me 1 second, I will put up the Zoom. And then we'll go from there, inshallah. All right, bismillah. All right, so we've got the and then let's see, the people aren't joining yet. So the Kahoot game is up. Make sure you're joining us on the Kahoot game, inshallah. The game pin is 6967070. Okay, so in order to join us, you have to get on the Kahoot, inshallah. It's 6967070. We have two players, Umar Al-Baba and Sana. Who else is joining us, inshallah? All right, so we'll give people just 5 more minutes to join. So the quiz competition today, inshallah, is going to be Islamic knowledge, mostly. It'll include Islamic history and some contemporary issues also. So we'll give people a few minutes to join, inshallah, and that way we can make sure that we can get it going, bi'idhnihi ta'ala. All right, so we have 4 players on. We're going to play Kahoot with 4 today, inshallah. We're waiting for a few more to join, inshallah, so that we can get going, bi'idhnihi ta'ala. And we've got 5, mashallah, good, good. Few more players to join so we can get the Kahoot game started. Bismillah. All right. We will wait until 8:05, inshallah, to get the Kahoot game. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, please make sure to join us in the Zoom because you'll get, or on YouTube, you'll get a lag, essentially. What will happen is the screen will show a lag as you're trying to play the Kahoot game, and you won't see the questions and answers as quick as the people who are joining us on the Zoom. So if you look on Facebook Live, in the comments section, there is a section to join on the, there's a section to join on the right side of the comments. And that way, when you join, inshallah, we can have you see the screen as it's being played. The pin for the Kahoot, if you have a phone, essentially you can use a phone to open the app, or you can join through the internet, through the web, on your computer and use the pin 6967070. It's probably best if you join us through a phone, so that you can continue to watch essentially on your computer what's going on, inshallah. So we'll start in just a few minutes, bi'idhni ta'ala, and we'll go from, and we have 5 players. So friends to join, inshallah, so that we can have a good competition. And we will start at 8:05 regardless, inshallah. So if it's just 5 people, then you have more of a chance to win, inshallah, the prizes, bi'idhni ta'ala. But encourage people to join so you have some good competition. We have 23 questions, inshallah, to get through. And some of the questions you have to keep in mind have more than one answer that's correct. So you have to click on both of the correct or 3 of the correct answers. And also, some of the questions have more points because they're a little bit harder. And as you are going through, the quicker you answer the question correctly, the more points you will get for answering the question, inshallah. So I'll just wait another minute, inshallah, then we'll get started, bi'idhni ta'ala, because we have another program coming up after this. And our program tonight is on racism, a dialogue on racism, inshallah, at 9 o'clock. And we want to try to get done by Maghrib time. Okay, we've got 6 players. We just dropped to 5 players. I'll give people a minute to drop back on, and then we'll start the game, bi'idhni ta'ala. All right, are we ready? Bismillah. And I want to make sure if you're entering your name, once you win, inshallah, you need to send us a message so that we know who won the game, bi'idhni ta'ala, because that's the only way we can get the prizes to people who won the games after the games. Okay, so we're up to 8 players, mashallah, good. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, make sure you join the Zoom link that you see on the comment section, or in YouTube, you join the link on the comment section so that you can see the game live. And that way, when you see the game live, it's much quicker for you on your screen. You can answer the questions a lot quicker, inshallah, and be able to get a higher score as you answer those questions. Okay, we're up to 10 players, mashallah, good, good. Oh, we just dropped back to 9. But I think it's time to get started. Bi-idhni ta'ala, if you're joining us, make sure you can still join if you just put the link 6967070 on the Kahoot, and we will start the game. Bismillah. Is everybody ready? Here we go. Quiz. Here we go. This is times 2 points from the beginning. What modern country was the home of the Islamic scholar Ibn Hazm al-Andalusi? Palestine, Spain, Saudi Arabia, or Iraq? What modern country? MashaAllah, good, good, good. Most of you got it, all of you got it right. Spain is the correct answer. That is absolutely correct. Here we go, next. Oh, Hudson is in the lead, and Rahman and Sana and Rabia and Umar al-Baba. Let's go, here we go next. Bismillah. If you're joining us, make sure you can put the 6967070 and join the game, inshallah, even if you're late. Here we go. Question 2. What was the name of the companion who spoke on behalf of the Muslims in Abyssinia? Was it Ali ibn Abi Talib, Amr ibn al-As, Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, Uthman ibn Affan? What was the name of the companion that spoke on behalf of the Muslims in Abyssinia? Okay, the correct answer was Ja'far ibn Abi Talib. Ja'far ibn Abi Talib. Let's see who's doing well. Oh, Hassan is still in the lead. Umar al-Baba is coming up. And we have others coming up on the board. MashaAllah. Here we go. Bismillah. Next question. Times 2 points again. What country in Africa that has played a pivotal role in Islamic history has never been colonized? Liberia, Egypt, Ethiopia, or Senegal? Which country has never been colonized and played a big role in Islamic history? The correct answer is Ethiopia. MashaAllah. Yes, the first Hijrah was to Ethiopia. It has never been colonized, and it was the place of the first Hijrah. Good. Umar al-Baba's on fire. Rahman is taken over. Hassan's in second. Rabia is still there, and 6967070 is still on the board. Here we go. Bismillah. Next question. What is the simplest form of faith in the Hadith? Iman is 70 plus actions. The highest is belief, and the simplest is being good to your neighbor, visiting a sick Muslim, clearing debris from people's path, attending a janazah. MashaAllah, everyone got the answer right. Good, good. Clearing debris. Imatat al-adha an al-tariq. Right? So let's see what's going on. Oh, Umar al-Baba's dropped to 5th place. But it's still good, still good. Let's keep going. Bismillah. Rahman's in first. Bismillah, here we go. Times 2 points. This is important. Which surah mandates the hijab for women and commands men to lower their gaze before it? Is it Surah Al-Hajj, Surah An-Nisa, Surah Al-Talaq, or Surah An-Nur? The ayah is وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُمْ ذَلِكَ أَزْكَى لَهُمْ وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ. The correct answer is Surah An-Nur. For those of you that guessed Surah An-Nisa, that's a good guess, but Surah An-Nur is the correct answer. Oh, we had a big change. Umar al-Baba is in the lead, mashallah. Ahmed is in 696 seconds. Ahmed third. Sana, Rahman. Good, good. Here we go. Bismillah. To which city was the Prophet of Allah, Yunus, sent to? Was it Al-Quds? Was it Nineveh? Was it Mecca? Was it Cairo? Which city was the Prophet of Allah, Yunus, sent to? The correct answer is Nineveh, Mosul. MashaAllah, good job, guys. Here we go. Bismillah. Next question. Oh, Hassan's back on the board. Rahman, Sana, and 696 and Umar Al-Baba are competing for first and second. Here we go. True or false? Dal Al-Hijrah was founded in 1984. Is that true or false? It is false. That's the correct. Dal Al-Hijrah was founded in 1983, 1 year earlier. So let's see. Oh, Umar Al-Baba's on fire. Hassan is moving up. Rabi'a's there, and 696 is still in the game. Here we go. Bismillah. What event brought on the year of sadness for the Prophet? Was it the death of his uncle, the death of his wife, the residents of Ta'if stoning him, or the embargo of Quraysh? You can choose more than one. All right, so the year of sadness was brought about by two events, the death of his uncle Abu Talib and the death of his wife Khadija radiallahu anha. Good job. So let's see what's going on. Oh, we have a change on the board. Rahman is in second, Hassan's in third, Rabi'a and Umar Al-Baba is still well in the lead. Here we go. Question 9. Times 2 points. Here's a chance to catch up. In which country is the largest concentration of Muslims in the world? Is it Pakistan, Indonesia, India, or China? The largest concentration of Muslims in the world. The hint is it's an archipelago. Indonesia is the correct answer. Good. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Ali Baba's on the board. All right, here we go. We got the same board. Here we go. Bismillah. Question 10. Times 2 points again. On what day was Malcolm X martyred? What day? Was it February 21st, 64, March 5th, 45, February 15th, 75, February 21st, 1965? Which of these dates was the correct date that Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X, was martyred? And the correct answer is 1965. Only 2 people got it. February 21st, 1964, Malcolm X was probably on his Hajj or just returned from his Hajj. So he lived 1 year afterwards. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Ahmed and Sana are now on the board, and Umar Al-Baba is still well in the lead. Here we go. Next question. Bismillah. Question 11. Who was the wealthiest person in history? The wealthiest. Is it Bill Gates, Mensa Musa, Jeff Bezos, or Mark Zuckerberg? The wealthiest person in history. All right, so most of you got this right. Mensa Musa, it was said that he traveled to make Hajj, and he had so much gold with him when he traveled that in each place he would leave tons of gold. That because he was one of the wealthiest Amir in history. Mensa Musa in Africa. Oh, Rahman Ahmed's on a streak, mashallah, good, and he's catching up to Umar Al-Baba. Rahman, Hassan, and Rabia are still there. Next question. What was the Prophet ﷺ called by his companions close to him? Abu al-Qasim, Abu Ibrahim, Abu Abdullah, or Abu Zayd? All right, the correct answer is Abu al-Qasim. The Prophet ﷺ was called Abu al-Qasim as, yes, mashallah, good. So we still have the same board. Here we go, Bismillah. Which prophet was described by the Prophet ﷺ to have extremely dark skin? Isa, Musa, Dawood, or Nuh? He had extremely dark skin. The Prophet ﷺ said this about this Prophet. He met him during the Isra wal Mi'raj, and he had extremely dark skin. And the other hint is he pulled his brother's beard. Good. Musa alayhi salam is correct. Musa alayhi salam in the hadith of Isra al-Mi'raj was talked about. Prophet ﷺ said he had extremely dark skin. Oh, mashallah, we have some changes in the board. Rahman second place, Hassan third, Rabi'a and Ali Baba. Mashallah, you guys are close by. Here we go. Bismillah. Which prophet did the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam most resemble? Adam, Nuh, Ibrahim, or Musa? Which prophet did the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam most resemble? This is also from the hadith of Isra al-Mi'raj. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam described the messengers and he said, and I resemble him most. Okay, good. MashaAllah, most of you got it right. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Of course, he is the great grandfather of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Hassan dropped off. No, Rahman, Rabi, Ali Baba, Sana. Good job. Here we go. Bismillah. Question 15. Times 2 points. This is important. Where was the kingdom of Saba before the time of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Was it Saudi Arabia, Palestine, Yemen, or Iraq? The hint is it had a huge dam. And it's mentioned in the Quran that these people traveled all through Arabia after the dam burst. And they used to have beautiful fields and fruit and everything. And they decided to not disbelieve. Yes, so Yemen is correct. Saba was in Yemen. MashaAllah. Good job. All right, here we go. Bismillah. True or false? In Islam, the husband has a right to demand his wife contribute to household expenses. And the answer is false. The husband is responsible for household expenses. In Islam, if the wife wishes to contribute, she can, but he cannot demand his wife contribute to household expenses. Her money is her money. Okay, Bismillah, here we go. Next question. What was the name of the young companion who was the Prophet ﷺ ambassador to Medina before the Hijrah? Was it Mus'ab ibn Umair, Sa'id ibn Zayd, Sa'ad ibn Zurara, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhuma? So what was the name of the companion? Good, mashallah, most of you got it right. Mus'ab ibn Umair is the correct answer. Ali Baba is on a streak, mashallah. Rabi'a Rahman and Umar al-Baba is doing really well, mashallah. Here we go, next question. Times 2 points. Here's your chance to catch up. Which companion of the Prophet was so wealthy that no matter how much he gave, his wealth kept growing? Was it Uthman ibn Affan, Abdurrahman ibn Auf, Abu Huraira, or Salman al-Farisi? Hint, the Prophet made a dua about his wealth. Let's see if people were paying attention earlier during the program. The correct answer is Abdurrahman ibn Auf. It was in, Brother Mikhail had mentioned it earlier on. He was so wealthy that no matter what, mashallah, his wealth kept growing. Abdurrahman ibn Auf. Oh no, Umar al-Baba dropped down from first to fourth and Rahman has taken the lead. And Rabi'a and Ali Baba are still there. Here we go. Bismillah. Next question. Who started the NFL protest of kneeling to protest police brutality of black Americans? Was it Reggie White, Russell Wilson, Colin Kaepernick, or Peyton Manning? All right. So it was Colin Kaepernick. That is correct. He started the protest. He was a 49ers QB, and then he wasn't re-signed. Let's go. MashaAllah. Good. Here we go. Next question. What characteristic prevents someone from entering paradise if they have an atom's weight of it in their heart? Is it arrogance, hate, love, or envy? لا يدخل الجنة. They will not enter paradise if they have an atom's weight of what in their heart? All right. MashaAllah, most of you got it right. Arrogance is the correct answer. That is according to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. And Rahman still in the lead. Rabi'a, Ali Baba, Umar Al Baba, and 696 70 70. Next question. Times 2 points. Here's your chance. What surah, when revealed, had all of Quraysh prostrating even though they did not believe? Was it Al-Qamar, Al-Najm, Al-Rahman, Al-Duha? The hint is at the end of this surah was the ayah of prostration. Correct. Surah An-Najm is the right answer. That is absolutely correct. MashaAllah, most of you got it right. No changes on the leaderboard. We're coming to the end. We have one more question, true or false. A Muslim woman is required to make up prayers she missed post-menstruation. Is that true or false? Most of you got it right. That is false. A Muslim woman does not have to make up her prayers. That is good. Okay, Bismillah. Next, last question. Let's see who's doing well. Okay, we still have the same leaderboard. Here's the last question, guys. Bismillah. Times 2 points, so you have a chance. What companion was known as the son of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Was it Ali ibn Abi Talib, Usama ibn Zayd, Abdullah ibn Zubayr, or Zayd ibn Haritha? They used to call him the son of Muhammad before he was called to his father. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to call people to their fathers, which is why even when someone is adopted, they still have they retain their name, essentially, in Islam. The correct answer is Zayd ibn Haritha. That is the correct answer. Let's see what's happening here. Community night podium, Bismillah. In the third place, Rabi'a, mashallah, good job. In second place, Rahman, mashallah. And in first place, who is it? Mashallah. In first place is Ali Baba. All right. So, and Umar Al-Baba is in fourth, and 696 70 70 is in fifth. Make sure you email us, inshallah, so that we can essentially send out prizes to people, bi'idni ta'ala. And that way, inshallah, you will be able to get your prizes from us, bi'idni ta'ala. Okay, that concludes our quiz night. Inshallah, we'll have some more questions next time we do the community night, and hopefully we can get more people to join. Bi-idhni ta'ala, we appreciate you joining us. Just a quick reminder, Imam Naeem, before I log off, we do have the dialogue on racism that's coming up, inshallah, at 9. And also tomorrow night, we are hosting a program that's focusing on rent relief and eviction relief for people who are facing rent trouble and eviction trouble, and who are facing some problems with law issues. If you want to join that program, it's a voice program, inshallah, at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Please make sure to sign up. We will put the link on the Al-Hijrah Facebook page, bi'idhni ta'ala, in the comments as well as in the page. And join as you are joining for Al-Hijrah. Jazakumullah khair. That's enough for me tonight.
I was going to ask you about the voice program, and especially members of our community and maybe our neighbors. Some of them are going through difficult times because of loss of job and work. So I understand you were in a meeting with the governor. So are there any suggestions that you can offer to the community members?
So yes, alhamdulillah, we were able to push the governor to essentially put $50 million in a rent relief program for people who are facing difficulty paying rents and paying mortgages because of their lost their jobs or they're having less work because of COVID. So essentially, what's happening, inshallah, is that program starts on Monday. We'll send out details to the community. We're pushing the governor to take that up to 200 million and to hopefully make it up to $1 billion, inshallah, once the federal government starts to release CARES Act money. We know people are facing problems, and we want to try to help people so that they can help themselves, inshallah, during difficult times. And the vast majority of people who have been impacted by COVID, whether they are sick with it or have been impacted by it, are Hispanic community that are our neighbors in our zip code of Dal Al-Hijrah. 56% of infections of COVID in Fairfax County are brothers and sisters from the Hispanic community that are our neighbors, and they only represent about 13% of county population. So we're trying to help with those programs. We're also working on programs for criminal justice for people who are hurt by the police, or people who are put in jail and have to now pay costs. We pushed the governor to stop suspending driver's licenses because people had to pay court costs, for example. So there's a lot of things we want people to join us, inshallah, so that we can make a difference for our brothers and sisters in the community and society as a whole. We'll put the link up, bi'idhni ta'ala, shortly, so please join us tomorrow at 7 p.m., inshallah. I will be one of the co-leaders of that meeting, inshallah, tomorrow.
Excellent, excellent. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you and your family, and Jazakallah khair for leading us into another interesting quiz competition, Kahoot, and looking forward to another episode of this program, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, Jazakallah khair. This concludes our community night, and I hope all of you benefited from it and enjoyed from the presentations, enjoyed listening to the nasheed, enjoyed watching the live art program. And oh, you have one more thing.
So I saw a comment that came in, sorry, Imam Naeem, on the Facebook page, whether some of these programs are considered for public charge because of immigration purposes. So inshallah, we will actually put out a detailed list of what's considered public charge. Right now, if you're getting health benefits because of the COVID issues, it is not considered a public charge. But please, if you have a specific question on public charge and a specific program, if you email me at pga@hijrah.org, I will connect you with some of our friends that are lawyers focusing on this issue, inshallah, and you can ask the specific question on public charge, because we want to make sure people who have green cards or don't have citizenship aren't affected by certain programs. So if you email us, pga@hijrah.org, HIJRAH.org, inshallah, we can tell you exactly what's public charge and what is not. Jazakumullah khair.
Thank you very much. May Allah bless you. And please keep on checking the Al-Hijrah website. Also, when we send emails, just look at our emails, look at the information, what is being sent to you. It is very beneficial. And keep it strong, keep it together. So we thank all of you. May Allah bless all of you and your families. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wal 'asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.